Hello, my dear students. Yesterday, I have uploaded one video about the limitations of statistics and how to lie with statistics. And I introduced a new book, How to Lie with Statistics, written by Daryl Huff. And I have given you the 10 points marked by this Daryl Huff about the misuse of the statistics. I hope that you all are gone through that video, and if you have not watched that video, kindly watch the video. And if you have any doubts, okay, you can clarify using WhatsApp or using text message, or no, we will conduct one video conferencing soon. In that conference, you can clarify all your doubts about whatever the topic that we have covered so far. So today, what I'm going to discuss with you is, and till now we have discussed what is the statistics, its meaning, definition, history, and functions, then how the different branches of science are using statistics and for what purpose they are using statistics, and why the economists are using statistics. Okay, then its limitations. Okay, so an introduction about the subject statistics has finished. Okay, now we are just moving into the next level. Certain concepts that we regularly use, so that we have to be very familiar in order to move on. In order to learn the basic things in statistics, we need to have certain prerequisite knowledge about certain concepts. Okay, so today we will discuss some of the such type of concepts, very simple concepts. Okay, and before going to that, I forgot to mention one thing. What the types of statistics. Usually, we can divide the statistics into the mathematical statistics and applied statistics. Okay, and as you know that I have told you in the beginning, we are learning statistics. Okay, and the department of statistics, there are a large number of students, your friends are studying there, they are also studying statistics. So what's the difference between they and us? They are learning statistics, we are also learning statistics. Okay, but they are learning statistics very deeply. Okay, or in other words, they are studying mathematical statistics. That means they are studying the development, derivation of new statistical theorem, formulas, rules and laws. Okay, they are dealing with how different statistical tools has emerged, development, in derivations and in theorems, formulas, rules and laws. Okay, and they are also concerned with the development of new statistical tool. Okay, but as economic students or as a psychology or social student, we don't want to develop new theories or new formula in statistics. Okay, what is our aim is to use already developed tools by different statisticians. Okay, so we are all using applied statistics and they are all studying mathematical statistics. Okay, so mathematical statistics is nothing but the study about the development, derivation of new statistical theorems or existing statistical theorems, different formulas, rules and or construct new laws, new rules and new theorems. Okay, these are all the area that come under the mathematical statistics. Okay, the applied statistics deals with the application of those theorem, rules, laws and formulas already developed by the mathematical statistician in order to solve certain real real world problems. Okay, so in order to solve certain real world problems, we are using statistics for solving economic problem. Sociology, they are using statistics for solving certain social problems. Okay, psychology, they are using to learn about certain psychological problems. Okay, so in order to in applied statistics, we are applying the already developed theories, rules, laws, or theorems in our own areas. Okay, so we are all doing applied statistics. The students who are learning statistics as majors, they are concerned about the mathematical statistics. Okay, I hope that it is clear for you what is the difference between mathematical statistics and applied statistics. Then coming to certain concept. Okay, so when we have a data, you look at this screen, you can see that there are three different tables. The first tables tell us what is the sales of different brands of product in 2015. Okay, how much unit of different brands of products like IBM, General Motors, Dell Computers, Adidas, and McDonald has been sold in 2015. Look at the other side. The next table, the department, number of students, economics, English, sociology, commerce, history, and chemistry, and different numbers are there in the next. Okay, number of students. Look at the third one, the district and the number of dog bites. Okay, so in all this table, there are three different things. Okay, first is an element is there in this table. Second one, a variable is there in the table. And third one, observations are there in the table. Okay, so what is element, what is variable, and what are the observations? Okay, so you can see that the elements means nothing but different brands like Adidas, McDonald, Walmart, Dell Computers. Okay, these are all different brands. Okay, and look at the next department, economics, English, sociology, commerce, history, chemistry. Look at the third one, different district name is the element. Okay, so element is nothing but a specific subject or an object. It may be a person, firm, item, state, country, department, etc. Okay, about which the information is collected. Okay, so in the first table, the information is collected from different brands, the different companies. Okay, in the second table, the information is collected from different department. The third table, the information is collected from different district. Okay, so element is what? Element is a specific object or subject. It may be a person, firm, item, state, country, department about which the information is collected. Okay, so that is all about the element. Then what a variable? Okay, actually we are not studying about different brands of product or their sales. Okay, sorry, we are not studying about different brands. In the second table, we are not studying about different department. In third, we are not studying about the different districts. But what we are studying in these cases? In the first cases, we are studying about not the company, but we are studying about the sales of the company in 2015. Second, we are not studying about the department, but we are studying about the number of students in the department. Third, we are studying not about the different district, but we are studying about the number of dog bites. Okay, so sales, number of students, number of dog bites, these things are known as what we call a variable. Okay, then what a variable is, how can we define a variable? A variable is a characteristics under study that assumes different values for different element. Okay, so a variable is a characteristics or a feature under study, what we are basically going to study about, that would be the variable. Okay, As I told you, we are collecting the data from different elements, but we are not going to learn about the elements, we are going to learn about the variable. Okay, in the first table about sales, second table it's about the number of students in the department, and third is the number of dog bites happen in different districts. Okay, so the different district, different department, different brands, these are all element. Sales, students number, dog bites, these are all different variables. Okay, so a variable is a characteristics under study that assume different values for different elements. You look at the different elements, all the values are different. Okay, in economics 220, in English 210, sociology 150 students. Okay, so the element, in each elements, the values for a variable will always different. Okay, it may not be always necessary. Okay, yes, then the value, you look at, there are certain numbers. Okay, in here look at sales 21,77,9, like 2,17,799. So sales in one company. Look at the economics 220. Look at the number of dog bites in Malappuram district 156. So these are all certain numbers. Okay, so this number is known as what we call an observation. Okay, so observation is a value of a variable for an element. For an element, for a variable, these variables are collected from an element. For a variable, for an element, there will be one numerical value. This numerical value is called observation. Okay, so if you take any table in statistics, you can see three things: elements, observations, and variables. Okay, I hope it is understood. Okay, once again I am repeating, element is a specific object or subject about which the data is collected. Okay, a variable is the characteristics under study that assume different values for different elements, and the numerical value of a variable for an element is known as observations. Okay, I hope it is clear for you now. Okay, then we come to the next idea. What is data? What is basically data? As I told you in the beginning, statistics deals with numbers, or statistics is always deals with data. Okay, so what is a data is actually? I have told you what is observation. Observation is what? Numerical value of a variable about an element. For an element, there will be some numerical value for a variable. That element is known as observation. Okay, so observation is a single value. Okay, then you look at here, we have a series. So you look at the dog bites data, we have not a single observation, we have a series of observations. Okay, look at the sales in 2015 for different companies. We are not having a single numerical figure. Okay, we are having a series of numerical figures for different elements. Okay, so a data is a collection of observation on one or more variable. Okay, sometimes we have one variables. Okay, so in all our cases we are having only one variable. In the first case, the variable is sales. Second case, the number of students. Third case, the number of dog bites. Okay, sometimes we may have some more variables. Okay, so a data is a series of or a collection of observations. Okay, so in this data we have different values for different elements for one single variable or two variables. If there are two variables, then the values will be much more. Okay, so element, variable, observation, data. Okay, then a data can be univariate, bivariate, or multivariate. Okay, so this is basically, this classification is basically depending on how much variables are included in your analysis or in your data. Okay, So look at here, first case. Okay, GDP. We are having only one variable called GDP. Look at the next. We are having two variable, income and expenditure. Look at the third one. We are having data on different countries, Canada, France and Germany. What does it mean? In the first case, we are collected the data for one variable. That's why it is known as univariate. Uni means single. We are collecting the data for a single variable. Bivariate. Bi means two. We are collecting the data for two variables. Okay, and if you are collecting the data for more than three variables, then it will be known as a multivariate data. Okay, so this classifications of data into univariate, bivariate and multivariate is basically depending upon how much variable we are using in our, how much variable we are collecting in order to analyze a particular phenomenon. Okay, if you are using single variable, univariate, two variable, bivariate, more than two variable, then multivariate. Okay, yes. Then on the basis of what type of data we are collecting, again the data can be divided into cross-section data, time series data and panel data or pool data. Okay, so this classification is basically about what kinds of data that you are collecting. Okay, so look at the first one, cross-section data. Cross-section is a one-dimensional data set that is collected at a point of time. What is meant by a data that is collected at a point of time? Okay, now let me tell you one more thing. What is time series data? A time series data is a data collected at different point of time. Okay, and it have a natural temporal ordering, but in cross-section data the order of the data doesn't matter. Let me take an example. Okay, let me take a very simple example. Okay, so the mark of the students in second semester, or the qualifying mark of the students in second B economics students, what we'll get for a single person at a point of time, we can call the data. Okay, we are having 63 people in the class. 63 people, we will get 63 data. Okay, so here we don't have the time dimension. Here we don't have the time dimension. How we can express this? First one. Okay, first I have seen one fellow, one student. I just call him. I asked, what is your mark? Yeah, first person, your mark is 79%. Second person come, your mark is 92%. Okay, so when we write like this, the order doesn't matter. If you write the first person in the last or last person the first, it won't change the characteristics of your data. It won't change the properties of your data. Okay, so if you add all the first, if you just arrange the data in a particular order, you won't get anything extra from this. That the properties of the data will remain unchanged even we order the things. Okay, that's why in cross-section data the order doesn't matter and we don't have time dimension. Okay, the data collected at a point of time. Okay, yes. The next one, time series. Here there will be a time dimension. That means the data is collected and arranged on a chronological basis. Okay, like GDP. If you take GDP, what you will get? 1951, you will get one value. 1952, you will get one value. 1953, you will get one value. Okay, so the a single variable data on a single variable collected over a period of time. But what happened in the first cross section? Mark is a single variable that is collected at a point of time from different units or different persons. Okay, so same data is collected for different people. Time series, same data is collected for different period of time. Okay, so cross section, we are having different set of people, different cross sections. Time series, we are having different time. Okay, this time may be decennial or annual, quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily, or even hours or minutes. That doesn't matter. Okay, so if we are ordering a variable on a base of a time, then it is known as a time series data. Okay, here the order is always matter, because if you write the GDP, then you have written 1951, then you write 61, then again back to 65 or 55. Okay, and you just draw the graph, you won't get anything, you will lose the properties of the data. Okay, so in time series the order is always matter. We cannot write the things in our own order, but in the cross section we can write whatever the order may be. It doesn't change the property. But in time series, if you change the order, then it will change everything. It will change the properties of the data. Okay, sometime you can see a mixture of both cross section and time series. Such type of data is known as panel data, or what we call pool data. Okay, look at in the third graph or third table, we are having time on one side, different cross section on other side. Okay, so we are having time element on the horizontal and the vertical axis, and different cross section on the horizontal axis. Then we are having a combination of both time series and cross section. It is known as panel data. Okay, so you look at this here. What is the cross section? Cross section is the name of the district. In the first case, we have taken the qualifying mark of the student. In that case, what was our cross section? Student name or student serial number. But here the state. If you take country, then your cross section will become country. If you take the firm, okay, so it may be individual, it may be household, it may be a firm, industry, state, country, okay, whatever may be. So in this also, in panel data also, we are having time dimension. Okay, so it will have a specific order. So once again I am repeating, cross section means the data collected for different cross section at a point of time. Time series, the data collected for a single variable at a different period of time. Combination of both, that is called panel data. Okay, I hope it is understood. Okay, so tomorrow I'll come with another video. What is a variables and how we can measure or how we can classify the variables. Okay, so I'll come up with that video in the next classes. Okay, I hope this video is helpful for you, and you watch the video and you make your own notes by looking at this screen or looking at the whatever the written in the screens. Okay, thank you.